Two bombshell pieces of Aquaman news just dropped, and neither of these are good for AH. You have the guy in charge right now, David Zaslav, the person who has been firing almost everyone that lost money, looking at Aquaman and saying, you know what? I'm not happy with this product. He's the guy that canned a $70 million project in Batgirl. Just threw it away. Said we're not going to put that out there. He's not happy because he doesn't think Aquaman is going to make the money it should. And you know that has to deal with AH. Now, the second bombshell, it confirms that they're serious too, as they disappeared Aquaman, King of Atlantis. That show was from James Wan, the director of Aquaman. It was thought to, number one, be untouchable, number two, to hype up Aquaman 2. Well, guess what? Neither of those they came to pass. Now, you and I, we're going to talk about this and much, much more today. And remember, Warner Brothers is refusing to hype Aquaman 2 at all. They wouldn't hype it at San Diego Comic-Con. They're talking about moving the release date again, which says they have no confidence that it won't bomb. They know they've had problems. They know this will have problems too. They've been cutting down roles. Oh man, this is fun times, huh? This is fun times indeed. All right, so hey there to all you fine folks on this fine day. By the way, I hope you are doing excellently. And this news about David Zaslav, it really is bombshell news. Why? Because the man in charge here, he can and will fire anyone. The key word there is will fire anyone. He's been firing people left and right, and that has included everyone that has stood up to protect AH over the last few years. Now she's fair game. Now, David Zaslav, apparently, he isn't happy about how test screenings are going. He's looking at other superhero movies. He's looking at the numbers they're pulling in. Then he's looking at Aquaman 2. And people, like I said, they're not happy about that movie. He knows exactly why they're not happy about it. And yeah, there is talk about him wanting change here. Now, he's not going to can this movie either, like Batgirl. Like I said, he came in, he canned a $70 million movie. Well, he's not going to can a movie with a budget of $200 million. What he can do, though, and there is a lot of talk about doing this as well, is getting rid of the problem that is in Aquaman, just cutting that part out. We've already heard about how the role has been reduced already. Yeah, like I said, huge news when the person in charge sets their sights on you and says, that problem right there, that problem is one we can make go away. Now, the second headline, it is just as important. Why? Because it tells you that David Zaslav and Warner right now, they don't consider the Aquaman franchise safe. Even things that have been put out. And to make this very clear, Aquaman, King of Atlantis, that wasn't in production. That was already available on HBO Max. Yeah, it's not anymore. Now, as far as this show is concerned, too, many people saw this as a message from Warner Brothers, and an insulting one at that, saying, we can do anything that we want with the Aquaman franchise. We're not going to listen to you and your complaints about Aquaman and AH. We're going to do what we want. We're going to put this show out, and you know what? It's going to succeed. It didn't, though. It didn't succeed like many other shows haven't succeeded for Warner Brothers since they made these moves. Now you have David Zaslav. He comes in. He says, we're going to get rid of this. We're going to get rid of 36 other titles as well. That includes 20 original series, which tells you that nothing at all is safe. Now, what I find really interesting about this is that James Wan, it was attached to this project. And in the past, Aquaman, first and foremost, that was untouchable. This was supposed to be a bridge between Aquaman 1, Aquaman 2, it was supposed to fill in, it was supposed to diffuse and make people forget, but more importantly, it came from James Wan, who was at the helm of both movies. Now, in the past, this guy was untouchable, and it was rumored that James Wan and Jason Momoa, they were the two people that stood up for AH. Again, those people, you couldn't touch them before. Their word, it meant something. Now you have David Zaslav, Zaslav come in. He removes a product from James Wan, saying, yeah, I'm going to do anything that I want out here. Now, as far as Aquaman 2 is concerned, this news here, it isn't happening in a vacuum. You can see other news coming up. It tells you that Warner Brothers knows that there's a problem here. David Zaslav, he knows that changes need to happen. He will make changes, because his job is contingent on making money at Warner Brothers, and they're afraid to talk about Aquaman 2 as it is because of controversy. That came through very clearly with the DC panel at 2022 San Diego Comic-Con, where they talked about two movies, the movies Black Adam and Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Both of those movies, they drop late 2022. There were no movies mentioned from 2023 whatsoever. And beyond that, and this tells you that there's a real problem and they're still making changes. They didn't sell any merchandise connected to Aquaman 2. They shut down the floor show. So, no statuettes, no figures. They think that this thing, it is so controversial now. You can't talk about it and you can't sell anything with it, including hype. that tells you that they are willing to make changes. Now, there are other major indications that there are huge problems with this movie, as in David Zaslav and crew don't think it's going to make $1 billion. They think this thing it'll fail and utterly, like moving around not only its release dates, but the release dates of other movies as well. I think that Fantastic Beasts 3 really spooked them. They saw what happened with that because they kept it there. They had controversy pop up, not just from an actor, but because they replaced JD on that movie. They did that over what, really? Yeah, if you're going to have problems with that, imagine the problems you're going to encounter with Aquaman 2. David Zaslav, too. This is all that he's seen from this company is controversy after controversy after controversy. In fact, the merger from Warner Brothers Discovery, that happened on the first day of the trial. So as far as Aquaman is concerned, he's never seen positive headlines or positive hype coming out about this. All he's seen is damage control. He knows the reason that damage control has to happen. Like I said, he's telling you nothing is safe. I'm not happy about this. It isn't good for AH at all. But anyway, let me know what you think about all of this stuff. And as always, I appreciate the heck out of you. You make this stuff work. Thank you. I can't say that enough. Thank you. You want to help out the channel too? Links are in the description. We could always use your help. But more than that, share. Make sure everyone sees that. And again, thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Gonna end here. Thank you again, and we will see you soon.